Hello, welcome back to Beyond the Summit, where we are here for the Summer Cup. Our shirts are off, our suntan lotion is on, and our abs are out. And we're here for No Bounty Hunter versus GangSquad. Game number 2, we saw GangSquad taking a game number 1. And, well, we're off to a pretty interesting start to this draft already.
I am so looking forward to this. I've been waiting for this moment ever since the patch dropped, where I get to cast a game where somebody's still playing Wisp. And I'm really interested to see whether they can make this work still. I think it's still one of the best supporters in the laning stage in terms of dual lanes. So it's very viable there. You can still aggressively relocate the same as before. You just have to wait for your core to stand around for a couple of seconds. It's just this defensive relocate that's been hurt the most with the IO. So very interested to see if they can make it work. And the world's still upside down because Crystal Maiden's been banned first by No Bounty. Yeah,
I'm not quite sure what this is about. Have we missed something? Is there some kind of crazy Crystal Maiden meta evolving? Like, we did see it picked up yesterday, or no, 2 days ago when we casted, but still doesn't seem like a normal thing to happen.
We've been seeing a little bit more of it, but again, not convinced. I like the Warlock pickup. I think it's very good. Obviously, with the sustain in the lane we've seen, but especially against the Wisp, the Fatal Bonds is very good. If you can pick the Fatal Bonds up on a Wisp +1 and damage them over time, it just completely negates the healing coming out from the IO with the bottle and such. So I think that's a good pickup. I also like the big team fight with the Rock against the IO as well, because obviously heroes are going to naturally group up. And the Tusk as well. So the GangSquad picked up the Tusk for themselves last time, but maybe a bit of a hero revival coming through for the Tusk.
Yeah, apparently so. They're trying to bring it back, make it big again. I mean, despite that he is pretty weak in the laning phase, I think we can all agree, but in those mid-game teamfights, we did see him pulling off some pretty awesome plays and really helping out his team. You know, and he's really good versus some of the meta heroes right now, like the Bloodseeker, and you know, heroes of that kind of kin. So, yeah, it's nice to see him back.
Do you know what the play is? You build an Axe on the Tusk, right, and then whenever they tether together, you just kick one of them away and break the tether. And that's it. Just game over, combo done.
Huge, yep, absolutely. Just, I mean, with all the football going on, who needs it when you've got Tusk with an Aghanims kicking a Wisp?
God.
Pretty much there.
World Cup related joke from Nomad, very impressed. But there's the Night Stalker. So GangSquad say, we didn't read the patch notes. We're just going to pick the two heroes that we liked last patch as well. I mean, these heroes are still decent in the laning stage together, and obviously when you get to the point where it gets to the first night time, they are very strong together because the tether giving the Night Stalker's movement speed to the Wisp. So it'll be interesting to see how much this Night Stalker can get done, especially after the big nerfs that he got.
Yeah, absolutely. But half void duration in the day.
Half void damage, you mean?
Half a damage, yeah. That's what I meant. Thanks.
I knew what you meant. It just means that your laning stage is super hard, but it means these two heroes basically cover each other's weaknesses, I would say. So the IO helps the Night Stalker during the laning stage, and then the Night Stalker helps the Wisp through the hardest time of going and ganking and things. So
that's what good friends do. They help each other through the hardest times.
Come on,
a powerful message about friendship. You know, people say Dota's all about, you know, killing each other and you know, beating the enemy team, but sometimes, you know, you got to appreciate the moments of friendship and bonding which come in. But
as anybody in my solo games would say, that you can only win the game by yourself. So that's loads of rubbish.
True. Very wise logic there. Alright, so Viper banned out from GangSquad. So they banned out the Spectre, they banned out the Viper as well. Kind of suggests that they might be going for Huskar, perhaps?
No, I don't think so. I think Spectre's just a more viable hero at the moment, especially with Warlock. You have the sustain for the Spectre in the safe lane, and Viper's obviously just very annoying for anybody to deal with.
True. So you don't see it banned that often.
I think when you have the Tusk on your team, especially, picking up the Viper is super good because it means you have really good kill potential in the mid lane. There's certain heroes that pair really well with the Tusk in the mid lane in terms of kill potential. I think Viper's definitely one of them. And it's very difficult for the Night Stalker to fight into the Viper still. So damage over time against the Wisp is nice too. But maybe indicating that they want to pick up something like a DK maybe. That the break would be good against.
DK as well. Yeah, I was just trying to think, because Nether Toxin's such a good spell now. I really do like it. Yeah, it's great. Like, people don't respect that spell in pub games at all. So if you pick Viper and then you know, against like a DK or against a Huskar, and they just kind of sit in your poison, you're just like, okay, well, why am I attacking so slow? Don't know, mate. I don't know.
So they need to reveal one of their cores here on No Bounty Hunter. They have some good team fight already. They've got some decent catch with the Tusk. I'd like them to pick some kind of just reliable laner here that doesn't lose too much. Maybe something like Morana's been more. Oh, Morana's banned out actually. Morana and Bloodseeker have both been banned out, so we're not going to see those. I'm trying to think of other reliable laners that they could pick up.
Magnus?
I mean, they could pick up Magnus, but you tend to pick up Magnus with a hero that with good harass potential in the lane, which I don't think Tusk has. So.
True.
Could pick up something like an Axe as well. It's pretty good against the Wisp.
That's true. That'd be a nice one. Ooh, we're gonna get the Bone 7 Clockwork, I think. That's gonna be a blast from the past.
Not sure how much I like this against the Night Stalker though, and the Wisp who can just tether away. But obviously the Night Stalker can just fly over the cogs during the night time. But it does give them some more reach and catch potential, which I think is pretty good. And obviously you can snowball in and then try and catch them in cogs too, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, some nice little combos going on there. Alright, Gang Squad, what is the response to this?
I think they'll probably pick up the position 5 here. We usually, when we see this IO with the relocate potential, we usually see some support picked up that can set up relocate ganks. Maybe something like a Bane. Maybe something like a Bat Ride has been picked up in the past. Probably not so much these days.
I think IO and Disruptor have a really high pick rate together. I mean,
Disruptor's very good against the Tusk as well. If you can put the Static Storm down where he's about to snowball into. So I think Disruptor's a decent pick, especially against this Clockwork, being able to glimpse him away as well. That's a good shout.
Thank you. Thanks. I do my best. It's hard to look good when you're around, you know, providing these godlike insights. You know, I just a feeble pub player.
I mean, I'm just winging it, dude. It's fun.
It's pretty much the tagline of your career, to be honest. Alright, they're going to take up the Undying.
I mean, we saw them pick it up last game, and it did a really good job in terms of being able to zone out these supports that are relatively greedy early on. Especially these melee cores as well, which Tusk and Clockwork, I think Undying's very good against. But I talked about the PL last game. Yeah, I talked about the PL being a good counter to the Tombstone, but... Okay, that's an interesting one.
Alright, IO Sven. We old school. Let's go, baby. I'm into it.
So Sven's very good against these 3 melee heroes that have come out at the moment. Obviously, again, it's kind of like a pseudo setup for the relocate as well. The IO's going to be playing setup. Yeah, well, you have a stun, so you're basically a setup for the relocate, aren't you? The IO's going to be playing with the Night Stalker in this nighttime phase of the game. And then when it hits the daytime, he's basically just going to pair himself up with a Sven and just overcharge him, keep himself topped up with HP, and just help the Sven farm away. I think this is a good pick. And obviously, it's very good against the PL as well, in terms of cleaving through those illusions. Did get a bit of a buff on the cleave as well, the Sven, this patch.
So IO is going to be Balinar by night and Sven by day?
Yes.
Interesting. But a bit of variation in the IO's life.
So they need a mid hero now, unless they do like a Sven Wisp mid or something, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think you put the Night Stalker and the Wisp together. They need some burst damage, I would say, against this PL as well. I don't think you can be reliant on this Sven to be able to kill him every fight. Maybe something like a Lina would be okay.
Yeah, true. They're also, I mean, actually both teams are massively lacking in the magic damage department, so expecting to see these big magic damage nukers coming out, as we see the Zeus band out and the OD as well, so no surprises there. So expecting a Quap. Boom! Boom.
Yeah,
and there's a Lina. Oh, okay, DK. Damn it. Imagine if I just got a 2 call straight up the bat. So close, I mean, so close.
At least they've picked a hero that can push this time on their Hunter.
Because as we saw so much last game is that everybody kept winning fights and no one could do anything afterwards, and it was kind of like, oh. You know, we had like Brewmasters popping ultimates to try and take some barracks at one stage. It was a sad state of affairs, but no longer the case, as we've got a Sven and a DK who can do pretty nasty things to towers if given the opportunity. That's a very interesting Sven sword. I don't think I've seen that before. Got a lot going on.
Not sure I have either. I'm not very good with cosmetics and things, so I tend to just sell mine or whatever straight away anyway. So. I think this is a pretty good Quap game though. There's not really much kill potential on the Quap, and I think that's why they picked the DK up last. She can just blink away from the cogs, blink away out of the shards. And I think it's a bit of a waste of a Tusk pick when you can't really gank the mid lane. I think this Tusk game is going to be pretty difficult. You really want to be able to move between one of the side lanes and then towards the mid lane. And he can't really do that this game because there's no kill potential on the Quap unless she commits a blink before.
That's true.
But again, yeah, that's why I think they've picked up the DK so they can actually lock the quap down relatively safely.
All right, well, we'll see how it goes. Game number 2, going by the draft, what are you calling for?
I'm going to go with GangSquad again. I think this Sven's going to get out of control.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to a Sven just going back as Sven's used to, going absolutely ham with the great cleave and tearing everybody into. I remember, yeah. No, not quite. Need to be a little bit quicker on a Kim there. But yeah, it's a perfect place to get the shards right there. And even with
shards have a long cooldown as well, so there's not really much kill potential on the Wisp here. I like that they're scouting out the lanes though on GangSquad. They really want to know what's going on, and I think they want to try and get the Undying matched up against the PL. PL lost 3 strength last patch too, so that's basically a decay in itself. And I think if this Undying can just keep this PL down, he's going to be the main issue for GangSquad this game. Just hurt his early game as much as you can.
Well, up onto the high ground we go. Biggie will do his best to defend this bounty rune, but then sees the Phantom Lancer coming and doesn't really want to mess with that Spirit Lance. Or does he? Nope, never mind. He's just going straight in. He's like, yeah, let's go. I've got a Wisp with me, and they do get the bounty rune as well. So, success.
Okay, though.
Oh, nice shards actually. Going to completely block off the IO. He's got nowhere to go. He has got the tether available, and the right click isn't enough to bring him down. Iron Man with the heads up plays there, and Boogie. Good communication between the two as they keep the Wisp alive.
I'm very worried for no bounty hunter here though. If they carry on with this lane setup, I feel like this clock isn't going to be able to stop this Sven from farming, especially when he's against an Undying here. Yeah,
I'm kind of expecting the Tusk to TP soon, but no, he seems pretty content to sit down here and defend the PL.
Like, this Night Stalker has been nerfed so much in the laning phase, and you're still having to try lane him. This PL is not going to get much XP compared to the Sven. Sven's going to get 3 levels on farm. I don't like this very much at all. Like, Bone 7's down to half HP already up here just because of this Undying.
Yeah, and half HP and 600 total health on a Clockwork, which is pretty unusual. But that's the Undying effect. Well, middle lane, DK's got a good start to things, but then again, Queen of Pain's got the creeps under her tower, so she'll even things out a little bit. But yeah, too early to tell who's really going to assert dominance up here. But I imagine it's going to be pretty much equal trades. You know, the Queen of Pain can't really do anything to the DK. You know, she's not bad against him. She can nuke him down with magic damage if she catches him out. He's pretty vulnerable to magic damage, but at the same time, harassing him down to the state where you can just jump on him and go on him is going to be the tricky part.
You're just trading farm in that mid lane. It's fine. I think both heroes will just be... Unless one of them gets really outplayed, I would say they're not going to die. There's not too much trouble there.
Oh, we have some shards on the Wisp, but Iron Man, he's got that. Oh, quickly cancels the tether.
He has no tether. Yeah.
Might have been a mistake there, and yep, gets blown up. I think he cancelled the tether as he cast it, so I think he just double tapped it.
He would have been spam clicking it to try and get on the Night Stalker, and then accidentally forgot that it cancelled it at the same time. It's unfortunate. Arise. Mid lane.
Oh. Dropping lower, but 9 doesn't really want to chase, it seems.
He has a salve coming out on the courier as well on the DK.
Yeah.
He's okay.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised he didn't dive under tower for that one. With that.
You don't want to get caught out.
It's true.
It's so easy to just for them to rotate in. And he is deceptively tanky with the 2 points in armor on the DK as well.
Yeah, yeah. Keeping it civil, not throwing things away. I mean, Brit7's actually doing pretty well in this Clockwork. They haven't zoned him. He's level 3 versus 2 level 2s, and you know, he's kind of just he's not really getting. He's not obviously stopping the Sven from farming, but he's found himself 3 last hits and 6 denies, which is you know, second most to the Sven only. Oh no, down at bottom though, they find the Night Stalker.
I feel like they have to try and stop the Sven from farming though. Like, they don't really have an answer to him at any point in the game. They've got the upheaval's okay, but when he gets this blink BKB, he's basically just going to jump in and just kill whoever he wants.
Oh, bottom. They're looking at the Warlock here. They come forwards, but yeah, very little damage coming out from these two now that since the changes to Void. They just don't really do a whole lot to start things off, and I like the way Night Stalker's holding his second level for now. Waiting to see if he needs the Crippling Fear before nighttime, whether he can in fact go for that Hunter in the night point.
There's no need to level Hunter in the night when it's daytime either.
Yeah.
Like you said, might as well just hold on to it.
You never know when that silence might be needed.
I think when it hits this 4-minute mark in the bot lane, they're in trouble though. Like they have to try and be able to put up with this pressure. The problem is,
going to be
like,
in
if
trouble
you look
at bottom?
the PL, I would say, or the
Oh, I
Radiant
see.
side,
No
they
bounce
just have to
counter.
try and ride out that first night time and make sure they don't give them too much. If they don't give them anything, then they'll have done very well.
Okay, okay. Well, I mean, they've always got the Warlock, and he's got the heals, but yeah, Faye not really keeping an eye on the clock there as he starts to initiate on the Night Stalker, just as it turns to nighttime, and he turns into this horrifying beast and now levels up Hunter in the Night. But a Rise in the middle lane, Nine is hunting, going under tower for it, but as we see, DK just regenerating his health so quickly, 11.7, without even using a Tango here. The guy just doesn't die. Meanwhile, oh, down at bottom though, PL gets blown up, as you say, nighttime equals my time, and they take down the enemy carry without that doppelganger.
This is pretty rough. Good rotation from Afrorouge though. They understand how strong their Night Stalker is at this point in the game in the first night, so they understand they need to play around him to get these kills. If they can just let their Sven get free farm up here still, it doesn't really matter too much if Clock's going to tap him every now and then. He's not stopping him from farming.
Oh, Boogie just going to hit some creeps and kind of take over this lane as Faye's kind of pushed back after that death.
Double mid lane.
Oh. Well, he's getting low, he's playing around though, but the Wisp Balls are going to do the job as Iron Man finishes it off, although Nine does take a bit of harass from the tower, but that salve is available. Meanwhile at top, Bone 7 just kind of laning up with Oliver here, and Oliver's got so much regen. He's got 4 tangos, a healing salve, and a mango for the mana in his backpack. So, you know, the dude's got regen for a while.
Regen for days.
Didn't want to say it, but yes. Days and nights of regen.
Iron Man just on this whip picked up the bounty rune, so his bottle is full again. Didn't really think these two supports would be roaming together so early on the Undying and the Wisp. If they can kill a Rise again here in this mid lane, his game's very rough.
Well, nice stun onto the Queen of Pain there, but now we'll be probably chased under tower. I'm not sure they're really scared of this as Rush comes in and they rotate in flash. Yeah, the Fatal Bonds is going to do a lot here as they take down the Wisp, and Nine could be in trouble as well. Blink in 1 second. They've actually stunned up the Undying though, and Undying kind of finds himself completely alone, surrounded by 3 heroes.
Hello?
And can he get away? Go to the Ancients. Can he bring himself down? He certainly cannot. And yeah, Nine also dying to that Shadow Word as well. As you say, he did have the Fairy Fire, and they all tip him accordingly.
Undying just got his Quap killed because he soul ripped just before he died. So the Fatal Bonds meant it did more damage to the Quap. That was very sad.
No.
It's that cheese play with the Underlord all over again.
Oh, don't give me nightmares of that. Remember that
Clock
game.
did actually go on the Sven top lane, but he just salves up. Did survive.
Oh, they have the Tusk here as well, who tried to go for the Ice Shard snipe.
Yeah, this PL's getting really pressured in this bot lane now, though. He just basically just has to wait until it's daytime again before he can show his face.
Boogie is a bit of a monstrosity on this Night Stalker, and yeah, but you know, Sven's not having a fantastic time at top either. But comparing the last hits, it's definitely Sven coming out ahead.
Yeah, they're doing okay. They stack up this big camp again for the Wisp as well. So Sven, you'll probably see Sven rotate relatively early down to the spot lane to clear this stack. You don't really want to be stacking that top lane when you're not putting much emphasis on protecting the Sven up there. They are actually stacking that camp anyway, though.
Okay.
But I guess if you look at the Radiant side, they don't have many ways of clearing it in the first place. So.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. There's what, maybe like a DK Dragon form at level 12, which hopefully it will be gone by then. So you would hope anyway. Well, things are being a little bit quiet around the map. You know, 7 kills. Last game we probably had about double that by this time, but still a lot of action going on in this laning phase. It's a night time. Night Stalker's now got his phase boots, but you know, only 14 seconds until day, so that's probably his kill potential over. And he goes for the stack again, or is he trying to pull this one?
He's just trying to pull.
Yeah. Or does he get it? He gets 2 of the creeps, which will shortly be minced by the jungle. Meanwhile, RMN, look at the stacks he's got going on. Wow, RMN is the man. Just got the triple stack off. Time. You see, I've never seen a Wisp triple stack. I don't think.
Yep, you can do it. Just takes a little bit of practice, that's all.
A lot of
skill. This is going to give him so much XP as well. Like when he takes these 2 neutral camps.
Oh, wow, he's just farming himself. Let's go. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, Queen of Pain jumping forwards onto a Rise here, but could be in trouble blinking her out, though. Yeah, she's going to be alright. Bit of Dragon Poison never hurt anyone.
I'm sure he'd use the Fairy Fire if he was ever in trouble anyway. So.
No, he's still got... Well, you say that. Last time.
Very sad.
Wow, RMN just finding himself loads of harm. Of course, not only is this the Wisp getting a bunch of XP, but it also means that Boogie is, when he's there, getting solo XP in this lane as well, which he has been for quite a while now. Look at this, he's almost level 6.
This Wisp is level 5 now as well. He just got 2 levels from taking those camps. He's very happy with himself.
Yep, and then goes for the extra stack. Should just about... No, they're blocking each other a bit too much. Doesn't pull it off.
Sven's got the Morbid Mask coming out on the courier soon as well, so he's going to be able to sustain himself in the jungle.
Okay, so we're expecting
actually
things...
did take this stack. Wow. In the top lane.
4 points in battery assault. Just bring him down.
That's very impressive.
Yeah, clearly knows the hero better than a lot of people do, because you don't see that play very often.
I mean, if you can clear the magic resistance creeps pretty quickly, then I guess it's not too hard. Yeah, I don't really see that too often.
No, no, it's well, maybe we will. Maybe we will.
They do have the Darkness on the Night Stalker now, so I'd look to see him try and rotate soon. PL has had to just go to the jungle to farm, which is pretty unfortunate.
Oh no, this is a high MMR plays by a clock. You see, he's got the smoke in his backpack, so they clock at him. They won't immediately see it. So smart, just so smart.
He just knows, man.
Who checks backpacks? Nobody does. You know, it's only recipes in there.
I'm glad that the whole of GangSquad have just rotated down towards this bot side. They understand that there's quite a few heroes missing, but they couldn't see them on the map, so they just assumed they were top side in their own jungle, just looking for the Sven kill. Faye might be in trouble here. Arises, Nine's wandering around, but it's actually Flash.
Yeah, but Nine doesn't really want to dive the tier 2 for it. We'll now see Faye and throw a bit of harass onto him. It's a lot of damage. And Faye just trying to bait it out, but it's not successful. They're thinking of throwing the Golem down even, but in comes the roll, and there's the Golem on top of it, and Nine, well, he will turn around and get the quick right click. And now trying to get the TP out, but Bone 7 is here, and they will find the kill as the Battery Assault connects.
Yeah, didn't waste the hook shot, which is good. Understood he could just walk up to him and Battery Assault, which is good. They are actually stacking this Ancient camp as well around the Sven at the moment. And if he takes this stack, he's looking very strong. This is what I mean. I just plays with him during the day.
Yeah, it's an ultimate, it's an overpower, and yeah, this Ancient stack is going to be taken very early on. You know, a lot of people don't really value taking Ancient stacks early, you know, committing this much for them. But, I mean, obviously in pro games they do, but members of the public, unwitting members like myself. But, you know, the earlier you take these big stacks, the better, because then you can get yourself your next item. That's going to make you farm faster, and all kind of snowballs faster and faster. So that's another power of the Wisp and why he's so popular, or has been so popular over the years.
Especially because your Wisp can get some gold from making those stacks as well.
Yeah, since the gold
pretty
changes.
greedy support, so any items you can get on the Wisp are always going to be good. We haven't really seen any relocate ganks so far. We also haven't seen any relocate saves because you can't do it anymore.
You can, in the right situation. You just got to be really good. Yeah, he's falling pretty quickly here. Even with a Shadow Word on him, it's not going to be enough to keep him alive, I don't think. Although... Oh, yeah, okay.
Although? No.
Although, no, I thought it might have made it into the tree line. But even then, Hunter in the Night was available, so... Very tricky. It's a battle for the regen, and Nine does get it. But, I mean, look at this tower in the middle lane. It's a DK, you know, he's a pushing mid. He wants to get down that tier 1 tower at mid, and he has done nothing to it so far.
Sven did take that bot stack as well just now. I think he took it, unless it had already been taken by somebody.
Well, let's throw it over to the net worth, and he's still pretty far behind, you know, after that not super nice laning stage. You know, even with the Ancient stack, it's not enough to help him catch up, so still got a bit of making up to do, but he's getting there.
Yeah, PL's done a good, better job than I thought he would in terms of finding his farm, but he has been in the jungle for the last few minutes or so, just trying to get whatever he can. I feel like this Clockwork shouldn't be in this top lane. Like, GangSquad haven't shown up here in probably about 5 minutes now. And so you really want your tempo control and Bone 7 to be doing things. So he does, yeah, he TP's mid. This is the play.
Well, Nine, he's just going to clear himself out of here. And Aframush is kind of in the backlines here. Nice placement of the totem, but Queen of Pain, she's going to have to walk back into this one. And Aframush, well, he's trying to keep himself alive, but won't be successful. And now, Bone 7 actually has the Blade Mail trying to catch down Boogie here, but Boogie's just going to clear himself out. Not interested at all.
Not too sure about this Blade Mail pickup either. They're probably not going to want to focus the clock as it is. In fact, you've got a Blade Mail, they're even just going to ignore you even more.
Yeah, I mean, it does it does mean that if you catch the Sven inside the cogs, then you can pop your Blade Mail, and he can't actually battle his way out of the cogs, can he? Because the cleave will do damage to him as well, and he doesn't really want to be nuking himself down whilst trying to break out of the cogs, so I think in that respect it's okay. Nine could be in trouble, though. He pops out the ulti, trying to run forwards onto the Warlock here, but he's just going to get taken out. Nice little find here from Akim and by Flash.
Wisp tried to relocate in, but
a serious tip.
He wasn't there.
Yep. No, he just kind of sits here farming some creeps and awkwardly TP's back.
I feel like this Wisp should be playing with either the Night Stalker or the Sven more, though. Like, they could do so much together.
We talked about their friendship, but, you know, it's just not happening. Boogie diving a tower onto the Phantom Lancer, but he's just going to die. Like, he doesn't get out here, does he? Yeah, there we go. Finish off with the Phantom Lance.
That's a very questionable play when you're by yourself.
You know, if he had the Wisp, he would have been fine.
A Warlock?
But, oh, Flash could be in trouble. Yeah. Oh, he just about makes a TP out. Just about makes it. Shadow Word kept him alive through it all.
Unfortunately, that second Scream of Pain not quite up there to finish the Warlock off. But that's the problem. You don't really have that much lockdown on your team. It's basically a Void at night time and a stun by the Sven. I feel like that's their main problem with picking this Wisp. They haven't got that set up.
So I'm just going to Blade Mail and TP himself out of there at top.
Like, why is RMN just playing by himself so much? No. Unsure. He's going to pick up bounty runes, which is great.
It's farming, dude.
He's not really helping anybody. You don't pick armor to farm yourself. You use it to enable your cores.
I mean, now you've said he's not even been farming that hard. Other than that couple of stacks he's been doing, he's kind of just been floating around in ethereal days. I'm sure they're just waiting for some key items. Well, it's kind of true.
It's just being a bit of a farm game at the moment, and I don't think you want to be able to just give this PL farm. I feel like they should be pressuring with the Sven more. But, you know, against the DK as well, who's... DK Clock have both had a decent time this game.
Yeah,
so
that's
very
true.
Difficult. They're difficult to bring down, so it's difficult to force
nice jump onto the Undying here. Aframush, well, he might be falling down. Throw him back with the cogs and finish him off with a right click. Bone 7 takes a kill, but, you know, I mean, it's a kill on Undying. It might lead to a tier 1 at mid, so... Is this the first tower of... No, second tower of the game. Okay, still though. It's a slow one.
That's a good rotation, though, because not only do they get the kill, they time it with the catapult, but they get the tier 1. Very good timings in Dota.
That's true, but the tower was already low, so I don't even feel like the catapult was that necessary.
Yeah, even so, though.
No.
If the fight breaks out there mid, the tower's just going to get finished off by the catapult.
Okay, that's true. Sven's going for the Sand and Yasha this game. Already picked up the Yasha with the Mask of Madness, which means that his attack speed is going to be very quick indeed. Just being chased down by these Diffusal Blade PL illusions, which are really doing a good job of taking his mana.
I don't think I agree with this. I think he needs Blink BKB, because the Sven's just going to get kited around by the PL, I worry, by this Diffusal Blade for the illusions. I mean, SNY is going to help you farm faster, which is nice, but if the Wisp had just been playing with the Sven the whole game, then they wouldn't have needed that.
Right, well, here we go, playing with the Queen of Pain this time, but in comes a Golem drop, and they're trying to bring down Faye here. It's a lot of damage coming out from them. They will need to guess the right way, but never mind, no, they don't. They've got the cleave, so it doesn't matter which Sven is real. Meanwhile, well, Nine being punched up in the back lines, going to have to use herself up as a Kim chases, but now comes a stun from the Sven. The Rocket Flare will finish off the Queen of Thane, but the Tusk will die shortly afterwards. So 3 heroes dead on the side and no bounty counter, and only the Queen of Pain falls on the side of GangSquad. So a nice fight for them. Sven making a good debut of his fighting here. Ooh, hook shot.
Oh, the Taylor came out just before the hook shot so he could dodge it.
Wow.
Well played by Ironman.
Let's get rooted up though.
That's the first relocate gank we've really seen, though, I would say. And it worked out pretty well for them. They got the Fatal Bonds, they got the Rock Off onto, I think it was either 2 or 3. And they couldn't quite de-initiate there on No Bounty Hunter. I think now that the PL's... What's the word? Run away.
Yeah. Uninitiate, maybe.
Uninitiate, yeah.
That thing?
I mean, now that the Sven's taken a really good fight and the PL's died, I think the SMY is fine. In just terms of helping him boost his farm speed. I was just worried that the PL was getting really far ahead of him. But they've taken a good fight now.
Why do you need a blink when you've got a Wisp?
That's true.
Wisp essentially
Have you seen this?
A blink dagger.
Have you seen this ward, by the way? By the Radiant?
Radiant ward, this
you
one
can barely see it, just above the Sven.
Yeah. That's actually really sick.
It's a really good ward.
Yeah.
Gives good vision. It gives good vision of the ancients as well, so they can see when the Sven's taking stacks, so they might be able to try and rotate in to kill him off.
Yep.
It's very difficult to find as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, because the usual warding spot, we already see that sentry ward down, which is going to kind of, you can't draw in its paws, but, I mean, yeah, no one puts sentries there, really. You expect it to be on the high ground by the steps, don't you? Not over there, so, yeah. 10 out of 10 ward. Nice job. Inventive.
All those trees in the way. It's not easy.
Do you reckon pro players just sit in, like, private lobbies and just go around seeing where they can place wards?
Yes, I've done that before, and I'm not a pro player.
Okay.
I think it's a really important part of the game.
Put yourself down, dude.
As a position 5 player, that's one of the things that you can actually work on to improve, like in terms of being able to be in lobbies and things.
Yeah, there's a couple of things you can do. I love the way RMN's just taking all of the farm here as well, by the way. Like, Boogie's trying to farm with the camps, and then RMN just comes in with his little balls going like, bleep bloop, we farm. What a guy. Oh, top tower falls. I mean, Dragon Form was popped for it. You got a PL here. Warlock is down there, so I'm actually surprised that... sorry, Golem is down, so I'm surprised that they're actually going for this push. Doesn't seem out of the realms of possibilities for GangSquad to just run up here and kill them, but we'll see. Right, so pressure being put. I mean, I guess on the flip side, Sonic Wave is down, Sven ulti is down, Relocate is down for a little bit longer, so...
Yeah, they just have to farm up on this Sven now until they get the Blink BKB with the SMY. And then I think that's their big timing to try and fight.
By the way, I haven't seen it in action, but what's the minus 60-second relocate cooldown at 25 on Wisp actually like?
Pretty dank. It used to be more dank when Wisp was good, but it depends who you've got on your team. Like, if you've got a Deuce or something, then the attack tethered to allies target is pretty fun. But
True.
Apart from that, I think you always go the relocate cooldown.
And since DJ's performance at a Super Major, people are always looking to pick up that attack target, tethered allies target.
It's so hard to say, isn't it?
Yeah, attack tethered allies target. It's like a tongue twister.
Feels like it doesn't make sense when you say it as well.
Yeah, no. I mean, in any other...
Attack the tethered allies target.
Jesus. We know what to warm up with now.
Okay, so Sven's actually going for the blink before the BKB, which I think is the right choice. I think he's
their main... Queen of Pain might have just blinked into a whole world of hurt here as they immediately jump, get the stun off. The Dragon Tail is out. Do they have enough damage to finish her off? The punch is there. She doesn't have a chance to use it, though. Oliver, he's thinking about going in here, but actually pops the Mask of Madness to run away. Ruins any option of turning around with God's Strength, but should get into safety.
Might be in trouble top lane as well. The Sven's TP'd in to the shrine.
Yeah, no blink on him, though, so catching him. And the courier just walks straight past him, and Faye just gives it a tasty little bonk. And he'll take that one. No wards for you.
That's a very valuable rotation by No Bounty Hunter there. And this Undying has to be careful.
Hook shot in. And yeah, his team just can't get there in time. That's a lot of damage from that PL.
Like, they've just given away a Quap kill. The PL then gets a courier kill for free, and they managed to finish off the Undying. That's really good. Really good for No Bounty Hunter. Way to get back into the game.
GangSquad perhaps being a little bit sloppy here. Gonna need to pull it together. And now we have this Spirit Vessel on the Wisp. So obviously, it's really good for using on the Wisp. But also, stopping that Shadow Word is very, very helpful. And as well, the DK's natural health regen. Really nice to stop that as well. Oh, bottom lane. They're gonna find a Kim. Just a quick little relocate kill with the help of the Night Stalker. So Night Stalker scouts them out, and Wisp TP's in and gets it done. Ooh,
that's an interesting ward by Wisp there that he just put down as well.
Cheeky ward. I think he got away with it.
Yeah, I think he did as well. I wouldn't have been expecting him to put that ward down. You would have assumed he was just farming the wave. I'm really worried about this Quap, though. She's not really achieving much this game. And I talked about how important she was in terms of snowballing. She's 2, 5, and 3 this game, which is really not where you want to be as a Quap. I feel like she's falling off really hard. And it's going to put so much pressure on the Sven's shoulders to try and carry this game.
Hook shot onto the Undying here, and Bone 7 will be able to take him out. Arise finding the kill there. And now, they lose a tier 2. However, they also took the tier 2 at bottom as well on the Sven.
They're setting up bot though.
They certainly are, and Boogie's doing his best to make the Sven some space, but he's just going to have to try and pop the Warcry here and get himself away. But the Shards is perfect, absolutely perfect, and Oliver's going to try and turn it around, but he's just doing no damage. The Golem is out. Oh, there comes a Sonic Wave, actually. 9 jumping in the backline. Flash is going to fall, trying to cast that upheaval. Kim, he's also going to go down. Fantastic rotations here from GangSquad. Faye in the tree line. He's just going to get cleaved through by Oliver. You can't play any shenanigans when there's a Sven with a giant-ass sword cleaving through every single one of your illusions. No tricks here.
Great Great turn by GangSquad. That extra strength from the God Strength on the Sven really helped him stay alive there too. Great play by them.
RMN. He's got the invis room, so he's not that scared, but still, low health.
I feel like they are still lacking damage issues though on the lacking damage. Sorry, on No Bounty Hunter. They were really struggling to get through that Sven there, especially when he's cleaving through the PL illusions.
There's the shrine with the tether, so big.
Feels good.
So much heals.
I'm wondering whether the Sven actually does go BKB now, or whether he just builds like a just raw damage or something like a Daedalus.
I mean, we saw in that fight that when he actually did turn around and hit them, it wasn't that much damage. You know, the Queen of Pain was doing a lot of the heavy. Well, they were kind of sharing the damage in that fight. And I don't know. Do you need your Sven to be turning around and blowing everybody up this game?
He does have the blink to work with now as well, so he might look to prioritize just bursting people up. But no, he does keep up the BKB. I think that's a safe option, especially when it basically negates so much of the PL damage coming out from the diffuser blade too.
Well, middle lane, they're making a play onto Boogie here, but they're smoked up on the side of GangSquad here, so this could be a trap as the 9 comes in. And Boogie's staying alive for now, and in comes the Sven in the backline, trying to find the initiation, just going straight onto Faye here. Gets a good few hits off on him, so getting that PL low, and 9 catching him out here, but now just getting turned around on Faye very low. Can they find the real one? Afromush has him targeted, and will take him down. Meanwhile, Oliver on the front side of the fight, just going onto a rise here, popping that BKB and turning around. Meanwhile, Boogie in the backlines, punching up Oliver, Akim, and Boogie fighting it up, and Boogie will find the kill. Hookshot is in from Bone 7, though. Is it enough to bring down Oliver? It certainly is. Afromush inside these cogs as well. What a play from Bone 7, taking out both of those heroes and essentially winning the fight for No Bounty Hunter.
And that fight is a pure example of why Sven is building the BKB next.
Yeah.
He's getting absolutely kited around, and the upheaval did so much work against him. You see the Warlock put 3 points in Shadow Word and has now prioritised putting points in his teamfight skills. So he doesn't really need that 4th point in the heal. Maxed out Fatal Bonds and now just putting points on the upheaval for value against the Sven before he gets BKB.
Very, very... well, I'm super surprised actually that they lost that fight after winning the bottom fight, but, you know, full credit to Bone 7 there. It's rare that you see... oh, okay. Clockwork just jumps in on the IO here, and IO's got no creeps in there too, so he's just going to drop. Heart's broken.
Bone 7's having such a good Clockwork game. He's got an Ags as well. I was thinking, how the hell did he manage to hookshot so soon on the Sven after he just initiated on the Quap before? But
yeah, he's got that.
On the Night Stalker, sorry. But yeah, that Ags is it's really helping him now. He's getting involved. He's 6-0-5 actually on this clock.
And Clockwork is Bone 7 Clockwork is a force to be reckoned with. Has to be said. But yeah, just getting that hookshot on the backlines and being able to gang up both of those. I think it was the Sven and the Undying together inside those cogs, and then just allowing the DK to go absolutely ham on them. Beautiful, beautiful stuff.
They are smoked up though on GangSquad. They want to find something here. If they get the clock kill, this is huge.
I mean, there's not a whole lot Bone 7 can do about this one. He'll go for the hook shot just before he dies, but the dagger was onto him, and quick TP out in the trees there from whoever that was. I think it was the Warlock.
I love how I talked about how the Quap was having a rough game, and then they turn around and she gets like 3 kills. And she's like, okay, well, I'm back in the game now. This is fine.
Bastard's Curse at its finest.
I mean, you know, I said GangSquad would win, so I'm just cursing them on purpose so they can come back into the game.
Biased caster.
Got to make my predictions look right, dude.
Oh, I see. Well, Faye is still ahead of the net worth chart, and this PL is a force to be reckoned with. But they've done a very good job of shutting Faye down. Talking of which, they just get the stun out onto him. He's trying to play it around here. Going to go for the Doppelganger TP, and they can't quite find the Void on him in time. So Faye does escape death in this situation, but it was very close. And definitely going to think twice. You okay?
Okay, so Nomad, Sven has some really interesting talents. Alright, so when you get to this level 20 stage, you can either get the -6 second Stormhammer cooldown, which puts your stun on a 2 seconds out of 7 second down, like there's a 7 second downtime on the stun, basically, or a 7 second cooldown, sorry. And if you get your level 20 talent for the stun and your level 25 talent for the stun, it's basically like a 50% uptime, almost, which is pretty ridiculous. Does he go for the Stormhammer cooldown talent, or does he go for the life go?
Stormhammer, I believe. Oliver, he doesn't play by the rules.
No, I think he will. I think he'll go for that, and then he'll go for the 40 God Strength at level 25 still, though. That talent's too good not to pick up.
Jumping onto Bone 7 here, and they're just going to rip him apart. Blade Mail doing nothing, and Bone 7 gets taken down once again.
He's actually building a nullifier on the clockwork as well. I think he's just picked up the casual Helm of Iron Will before the Force stuff, just for some armor. But if they set up on this DK here as well, this is a really big kill. He has BKB though.
Yeah, he's going to BKB TP. Do they have anything to penetrate this? They certainly do not, so he lives to fight another day.
That was the 9-second BKB though, so still very value in popping that one now.
Alright, man, always just taking the sneaky last hit here and there. It's super tilting to watch, actually.
And they have the Spirit Vessel as well on this Wisp, which is really good against the DK. Very good against the Clock as well, being a really tanky hero.
That's true, that's true.
I wonder what the Wisp builds next though, because there's been lots of talk about, you know, do they need Glimmer Capes because of this relocate thing, but you've been seeing he hasn't really been using himself as a defensive relocate this game. They've been pretty aggressive with how they've been playing the Wisp.
Well, is that due to the way RMN plays the Wisp, or is that due to the changes since the, you know, the channeling and everything?
I think it's definitely due to the changes. You'd be seeing him sit behind the Sven all the time if they still had the defensive relocate. Like, Sven would be pushing up so high up in these lanes and just farming really aggressively because he knew he had the chance to save.
7, I think he spotted them here, and he is going to get initiated upon. Now they have the Golem. Do they want to throw it out? Nice shots, actually, will do the job. Now rolling up onto the high ground, they're actually going to go onto the Night Stalker here. A bit of a split fight. There's Sven running around, doesn't really know what to do himself, and will just go back and hit the tower. Meanwhile, Akib gets taught out by Boogie in 9. They might actually be able to escape this one. Arise tries to get the stun save him, but it's not quite enough as 9's dagger ticks through and kills him off. Now going for the tier 1, though. Hookshot is in. They find Boogie, and Bone 7's just going to blade mail himself up and sit inside the cogs with Boogie. Boogie's got pretty fast attack speed in the Knights, just breaks through the cogs, and in comes the Phantom Lancer. Golem on top. They're trying to bring down RMN, take down the Wisp. Can they do it? Well, the Dragon is here as well. They do have enough to bring him down.
Oh, the +1 on the Sven.
Boogie, though, he's taking a lot of damage, but the Sven's where it's at, but he's just going to BKB and TP out of this one. And meanwhile, yeah, Night Stalker, there's no escape for you. There's too many PLs. It was close, but in the end, he does end up dropping. Losing the Wisp, losing the Night Stalker, and only a Tusk going down. It's a pretty big win. If they make it a Roshan as well, then it's going to be an absolutely huge win, as Bone 7, Faye, and Arise get their asses into Roshan pit and try and take it as quickly as possible. Flash just positioning himself on this high ground, or around the Roshan pit, trying to be kind of the first line of defense if anybody comes through and tries to mess with the Roshan, but it's not going to happen.
Great play by Bone 7 as well. Always looking for the +1 kill. You saw they tried to go on the Sven afterwards. Forces a BKB charge. Pretty valued. He understood that the Night Stalker and the Wisp were already pretty much dead, so really wanted that key core kill.
Yep, doesn't let him go for free. Make sure he has to pay a cost to leave the fight. And yeah, DK's got the 7th halberd as well, which is really nice versus the Sven, of course.
I think this is the main reason we've seen Sven fall off so much recently, is you don't really get your chance to do the damage that you want to. With this God Strength. You know, there's Aeon Discs in the game now which help as well. There's people buy halberds so easily against Sven. Especially on heroes like DK, where the strength is so valuable as well as the mischance.
The PL is so scary right now. He's got Butterfly, Manta, Diffusal Blade, and an Aegis in his pocket as well. 17k gold versus the Sven's 16.2. 17.6 versus...
Oh, I thought they were snowballing the quad. It's just snowballing the quick.
Baiting him out a bit. Still yet to get his level 15 on Tusk, which would mean he could clear the creep waves a little bit earlier. Not super needed this game, got more than enough wave clear, but still a really nice utility to have. Speeds up his farm as well. Meanwhile, Aframish will be revealed on the front lines. It's an ultimate from the Sven. Gonna go onto the Tusk here, but the hookshot is there. Bone 7 always around, and now they've completely burned the Sven's mana, but in they go. They take down a Kim, looking for more. Crimson Guard is popped, but Oliver just can't find a target right now. Meanwhile, Aframish is being taken. There's too many PLs just ripping Aframish apart. The dagger's coming through. Aframish, he's very tanky, surviving a very long time here. Keeps healing himself up despite the fatal bonds. Does eventually fall. Meanwhile, the Queen of Pain is just going to try and get out of this one. However, the rockets are chasing her down. Bone 7, does he have the hook shot? He certainly does. 1 second. And 4-star forwards. Hook shot does actually miss. But Faye actually gets the Wisp kill.
Yeah, they're really struggling for the Sven to get his damage off still. Those shards were just blocking him off the whole fight. The Tusk managed to block him off just before he died with them, and he's basically just running around like a headless chicken at this point in time. They don't have the lockdown for the Sven to be able to get his damage off. In
that fight in particular, though, I think No Bounty Hunter played it really well, because what they did is they took the fight on this low ground, rather than, and whilst the Sven initiated on the high ground, they just all ran to the low ground and started fighting like the Undying and the heroes down there. And what can Sven do? You know, he'd already blinked up. What can he couldn't get to the low ground. He couldn't fight at the time, and Queen of Pain just gets caught out beautifully by Bone 7 there, stun locked and killed in her own base. And it looks like we might be going to a game 3 right now as this Brax is under attack, but of course the buyback in from Queen of Pain. It's not over yet, popping that Shivas, going hard at Sven, just running through, going straight onto Arise here. Arise forced to pop the BKB, Bone 7 on the front lines. He's just trying to tank up as much as he can, make as much space as possible for his team to get out of this one. And Arise is just trying to run. Meanwhile, Flash with the upheaval, gonna go for the TPM in front of everybody and somehow make it out because they're saving their stuns for the Undying here. Sorry, for the Arise here. The DK, he's gonna get taken out. They won't be able to catch anybody else though, so it's a lot of commitment just for the couple of kills there. But they do save their barracks.
I feel like that's not worth it for no bounty hunter though. Like, you have to respect going high ground there, especially when the buybacks can come out from the quad. Like, they have such good turn potential with the Sven out as well. And he was allowed to get his damage off there, so they won the fight. There's a Satanic on the Sven as well.
I mean, what use is a Satanic if you're... Oh, sorry, who's got a Satanic?
Did I mean the Sven? No, sorry, the PL. Sorry,
the PL. Oh, right, I see. Yeah, that's actually a sick item for him as well.
Yeah, I mean, they've got so much...
Yeah, because they've got so much cleave, they've got so much AoE that he's never really going to be able to play the tricky illusion game, so he's just got to go and fight up in the middle of everything. There's a lot of heroes here. I'm surprised they didn't immediately jump on this Phantom Lancer, but they are a little bit suspicious, I think. They're a little bit scared.
Yeah, they really want to try and
hook
find
shot
a
in.
DK's up. They just creep wave.
Oh, creep. Well,
they might be in trouble now because this
bottom lane, they're going onto the clock here, and even with the blade mail for Staffbone 7, he actually hooks back in.
What?
Okay.
I mean, he was probably dead anyway, so he might as well just get some more damage off.
Yeah, I think that was the play.
He actually went for the lifesteal on the Sven as well, which I'm surprised about.
Okay, I think it makes sense. But, oh, Flash just gets annihilated there. Iron Men also getting brought down by Faye, however, on the backlines. Now Arise comes into this one. He hasn't used his BKB yet. Still available as they are just going on to Afromush here, and Faye just completely rips him apart. So much damage coming out from this Phantom Lancer. No... Really, well, I mean, that's the thing. They have the tools in their draft to deal with a Phantom Lancer, but they're just not.
I don't think they do though, because it's got to the point now in the game where the Sven's very good against the PL if you can keep the PL locked down at the same time. But because this PL's farmed faster than him, which it shouldn't happen, you know, as a Sven, you should be in a position where you're farming faster than the PL because of the cleave. But the Wisp just spent so much of the game not playing with the Sven. I feel like he's just wandering around, not really achieving too much.
Well, it's not been a successful Wisp game, that's for sure, and it's not often you get to say that in Dota. Meanwhile, Boogie looking around the backlines, he's now got this gem, so they should have the vision advantage at night time. So he's going to find a bunch of wards.
It is pretty nice to see a Wisp lose, isn't it? Like,
it's been a while, hasn't it? It's been a while.
It's been so good for so long. You can beat it.
Well, lose not quite yet. You know, they've only taken one barracks, and I think this game goes on too much longer. We will start to see things start to even out as Sven gets a few more items online. AC is going to make a big difference as well, I feel. The Queen of Pain getting some right click? No, she's still kind of stacking. Oh yeah, she is next going for the right click, but right now she's pretty stacked on the magic damage.
I feel like this Undying pick's been pretty wasted this game. Last game it did so much work because they didn't really have a way of bringing down the tombstones, but I feel like it's so difficult to pick this hero when there's still the chance of PL being picked. It just basically makes the hero useless.
Well, they're going to go for a smoke on the side of No Bounty Hunter, all grouped up, all ready to go. And of course have that Satanic on the Phantom Lancer, and they want to use it. Bone 7, he can't see Boogie here because of that nighttime vision. He's going to rocket across and gets the hook shot onto the Wisp. Not sure how he found the vision for that.
Phantom Rush.
But,
he just ran through the middle of the cogs because there was an opening on both sides, just chasing after.
Right. Okay.
Oh no. That's another 200 gold as well.
Oh yeah, the extra 200 gold for the Undying kill. Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, how many deaths has he got? 9. 2, 9 and 12 on the Undying. Like, I feel at least 4 of those so far have given away tombstones for free as well.
Yeah, that's the problem with going for the tombstone talents, that you do have to take into account that your death is almost like doubled in value.
Classage indeed, Flash. He knows.
What's the other option for the tombstone? Oh yeah, plus 50 decay duration.
I mean, it's not
very
really going to do anything.
Yeah, very meh.
Like, you might as well take... Oh, they're relocating in top. They're not. I thought they were trying to backdoor it, but there's a creep wave here.
Oh, okay, there's a creep wave. Good. Yes, I was thinking the same as you, but thankfully, well, they're just gonna fortify it.
Do they know where the Wisp relocated?
Doesn't seem
no,
like
they
it.
don't. Okay. Just hiding.
They were just hanging out bottom because they want to counter push. All right, so tier 2 goes down. Who's playing the game of chicken? Who's going to get back first? I feel like this situation actually.
PL pushes that tower so quickly that it doesn't really matter too much. He's just going to keep going, I imagine.
That's true. Oh, hook shot in. Cancels the Queen. No, Queen of Pain was not TPing there, actually. So, going to BKB up. Now that Punch is out, she could actually just TP out of this one. Yep, is going to do so and gets out of here. Boogie could be the one in trouble next, though. So he's just trying to run away. It is nighttime, so he's going very, very quickly. But Faye with the Phantom Rush and now with the Defusal. BKB popped. Boogie needs to get away from this one. He's carrying the gem after all. Is successful in getting out, though.
So they just trade tier 2s, really. There's a little bit of tier 3 damage in the top lane on the Radiant Tower, but that's okay.
Well, they spot the DD. Definitely don't want Sven to get that. Imagine it will go to the Phantom Lancer. Yep, in he comes. And this is pretty terrifying as well. Now this PL is hitting for nearly 600 damage. Clockwork? Looks the Ancients? Was that for mobility, or I think he just messed up?
I think he tried to catch the Night Stalker, but unfortunately there are Ancients in the way.
Pesky Ancients.
When this PL gets an Abyssal, I actually don't know how they kill him. Like, he's so tanky. He's almost got it as well.
I mean, there's always a way. And they do have the damage, you know, give Sven a couple of minutes just to hit down this Phantom Lancer and he will go down.
But when he has the Vanguard as well, though, like Satanic, Butterfly too, like Sven doesn't have an MKB. Oh, he does, actually, he's just picked up the MK. Well, he has it now anyway.
Who's Sven?
I didn't realise, yeah.
Oh yeah, he's had one for a while.
Oh, okay. I missed that one.
It's okay.
So at least he has that against the Butterfly from the PL. But this
top lane, 9 found in the trees. Now the hookshot coming through as well. Can BKB TP out of this one if she wants to. Yep, we'll do exactly that. And Boogie's around as well, just in case, you know. I feel like Bone 7 possibly could have waited for that hookshot. If he found the TP cancel, then that would have been huge, but...
Maybe. But again, that's a 10-second and a 9-second BKB that's been used for a TP out on the quad. So really not what you want to be doing. This Night Stalker's in a bit of no man's land as well.
Whose land?
Night Stalker's in no man's land, unfortunately.
Might be Deadland. Although, yep, BKB, TP.
Hookshot.
Golem, in fact. Okay,
definitely
they want this gem, yeah.
Yeah, 900 gold, sorry. Or 1800 technically, if you get the gem for yourself. Yep. That's really big, actually.
Very
to
valuable.
Just take away the map control. I don't know if they have the timer on another gem yet. If they don't, then this... Again, I feel like the Undying hasn't really done much, but I also feel like this Night Stalker's been pretty meh as well. Like, we haven't really seen his effect this game. And it's Golem versus Roche in the pit.
Who wins? Well, when Faye comes in, it's going to be a very quick win for the Golem indeed. So, the pressure ramps up, and without this Night Stalker, they definitely won't be trying to contest this Roshan. They might not even know it's been happening, to be honest. And they take the Aegis on Faye. What item do you swap out? His boots. Who needs boots?
I mean, this PL is absolutely massive. Like, how do they kill him once, never mind twice?
Absolutely.
Sven has a Butterfly now, which is nice, which keeps him alive for a little bit longer, especially against all the PL illusions, but I just don't think it's enough.
Choosing for the Butterfly over AC is interesting. I kind of like the AC a little bit more because it just stops people being instantly destroyed by the PL, you know, it helps out sports a little bit, but I guess he is looking for the damage after all.
There's a Mjolnir on the DK as well, so on all the 3 of these tanky cores they have on the No Bounty Hunter side as well, this Mjolnir is going to be so effective. Yeah,
but sorry, just going back to that Butterfly though, like, obviously the evasion is huge, but like, 25 damage and 30 attack speed is, with the 35 agility, doesn't seem that valuable on a Sven.
Like, it's okay, he wants it for the evasion mostly against the PL illusions, I would say.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Obviously, the attack speed is nice as well, but I don't think the AC massively helps you this game, because there isn't a huge amount of damage. It's basically the illusions causing most of the issue.
Still, seems like a very expensive pickup for a bit of survivability.
Well, if they get the Warlock
in, I think he's going to go down here. They have the dust available, so we'll just blow him up very quickly indeed. Now, it looks like No Bounty Hunter just backing out of this one. They don't really fancy fighting into a fight without their Warlock, which makes sense.
Yeah, there's no any reason to fight without the Warlock. They can't get an objective either from this. You know, they're not going to get the tier 2 mid when the PL has an Aegis. Bone 7 actually has a Nullifier now as well. Has forgone buyback, but I think this is definitely worth it. If he can pop this on any of the 3 cores on the Dire, this is huge, especially the Queen of Pain. She has so many active items at the moment. It's going to be Mjolnir, Shiva's, BKB, Veil, and Yules. And she can't tread switch. Big.
Yeah, true. Ruining the tread switch. Your boots are worthless. So huge. Well,
again, if you
up we go. Faye does take a stun to the face, but he's got this Aegis, so I don't feel like he wants to use this Doppelganger to... Oh, he's actually gone for the Doppelganger cooldown, so yeah, let's go, why not?
He's just going to send the illusions in just to burn away at mana as well.
Yeah. Quick fear up. And BKB popped on 9 actually. Meanwhile, the hookshot into the backlines. He's caught out the Sven. Completely separates them off from the fight. They are trying to bring down Faye, doing not a bad job about it on their own. As Oliver, though, he's lost so much health in this engagement. Now tethered up with a Wisp. Picking out Bone 7. No more Blade Mail available, but it's Afromush going down to the Faye. And Faye does drop for the first time as... they're trying to force back Arise and Akim so they can have the Phantom Lancer all to themselves. PL just goes straight for RMN, who does have the Veil available, and now Faye's taking so much damage, and Oliver will cleave through him, and 9 gets the kill. There's no support for the Phantom Lancer. This fight is going horribly for No Bounty Hunter as they lose their Tusk as well. That is a gem. Arise just trying to fight it up all by himself, but all 5 of Gang Squad are here, and they tear apart the final member.
Wait for your Warlock, guys. There's no reason to just waste the Aegis away like that.
Very, very strange how they lose their Warlock on the high ground, completely disengage from the fight, and then, you know, recommit, despite their Warlock still being dead. I don't really understand that. And now there's a double damage rune on this Sven as well.
Like, Sven didn't even have ult for the start of the fight. They killed the Undying, who then brought back, and those tombstones, they didn't focus either, so... all those zombies are adding up very quickly, and without the big team fight in the Warlock, it's so difficult for them to take fights there. And they're going to get a PL buyback here, so it basically gives GangSquad a win condition, which they didn't have before.
No. And this is well, I'm never going to doubt Butterfly Sven again. Sorry, I ever did. Man. Apparently so. Oh, jumping in. They're going to go on the Warlock, but nice save from Akim there. And now they'll punch up the Sven. And, well, Warlock is dropped, but Tusk is dropping very low, as is the Warlock. They'll get both of them here, but in comes Faye onto the backlines, and they'll take down Afromush. Hookshot does land onto the Sven, trying to find its way out of this one. RMN says, let's get out of here, buddy. And they will get the relocate off, despite the new channel time. BKB out from 9, just trying to get away from this one. We'll use the Fear Boogie, backing him up as well. They know that their Wisp is coming back. They want to give him some chance of getting out of here. So Boogie is still hanging around, but no, the Wisp is a goner. Gets punched up and absolutely destroyed. And Boogie will have to try and make his way out of this one as well.
Something we haven't mentioned, though, is that when you Phantom Rush on the PL towards somebody, if you get Scream of Pain by the Quap with the Fear talent at 25, you actually run backwards the same pace as the Phantom Rush. So it can hurt you in terms of getting into these fights. So the Fear is doing a lot of work here against the PL.
Certainly is. Certainly is.
Especially against all the illusions. It's so good to just blink in and just Scream of Pain the PL. And just get everything off. The PL's really going to struggle to get his damage off now, in the same way the Sven was before.
Yeah, I mean, he does have that Abyssal, so he can kind of jump in on someone. Also, I really like the Doppelganger pickup. You know, that super short cooldown means that he stands a pretty good chance of dodging that Queen of Pain fear, which is very, very important for him to not get hit by.
That's true, but at the same time, if you see what Quap's building at the moment, she's actually going for an Octarine, which is super good with this Fear talent at 25. You just want to use it whenever you can, and it's basically like a stun almost, in that sense. Just lock down.
Oh, quick disconnects from just about everyone.
It's a 46-minute toilet break.
Yeah, as sanctioned by the Dota Players Union.
I'm still so disappointed as to why No Bounty Hunter would just walk up that racks in the bot lane and just try and take the high ground without the Warlock. It's very questionable to me.
Very questionable.
Like they have the Aegis, and I know they wanted to use it, but there's no point taking a bad fight just for the sake of taking a fight.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like when they ran away without the Warlock Golem, and they just seemed to kind of forget why they ran away in the first place, and just go back in the bottom lane. It's like, didn't you just decide not to do this? But hey, there you go. Sometimes you forget that your Warlock's dead. But you know that the Warlock the whole fight was going, guys, don't you want to wait for me? I'm back soon. I've been in that situation before. Does not feel good.
I feel like Warlock's getting picked off a couple of times at the start of these fights as well.
Yep, that's true. That's true.
Watch his positioning a bit more carefully. I'm a very big player that does that, where I get caught out of position as a position 5 when I shouldn't be. Pretty sad.
No, you don't make misplays.
No,
You're the perfect Dota player. Well, AC is queued up for the DK next. So I kind of like that. Gives him a little bit more damage, and with that Mjolnir as well, he's going to be attacking very fast. I do feel like he's been struggling with the fight impact a little bit. You know, DK is a tanky guy, but you've got to have a reason to bring him down. And right now, I feel like the Maelstrom alone isn't a big enough reason to bring him down.
That's true.
The Heaven's Halberd's pretty nice, but imagine... Is anybody going for a Lotus Orb? No? Okay, so just relying on the BKB to get it off.
Sven has got a Mjolnir of his own queued up, which I don't think it's okay against the PL, but I feel like he doesn't really need it.
Yeah.
He's really struggling for slots, though. This is the point in the game where Sven really has a bad time in terms of items, because you really want to be able to carry about 9 items on Sven. Like, you need the treads, you need the blink. He really needs the MKB and the BKB this game. Like, Butterfly's super nice, but...
Well, when Bone 7 is getting hooks on you every single fight, is there any point getting a Blink Dagger?
That's true.
Just lock down on the backlines anyway, you know?
Yeah, just sell all your active items as well, because you're against the Nullifier too.
Exactly. Just stack hearts. You're all good. Well, it's turning into quite the marathon this game as we hit the 46th minute, and it kind of feels to me like, if we look at this net worth graph, we see, oh my, wow, that is quite the net worth graph.
Yeah, don't look.
Ooh, don't look at this if you're a No Bounty Hunter fan.
I mean,
I was about to say, you know, it's them kind of struggling to really push high ground and kind of finish off this game, and very much the graph does reflect that. Each time they try and they just get knocked back down again. GangSquad take a decent fight. And even with everything in the world on this Phantom Lancer, he still can't do enough to bring down the 2 cores of GangSquad. And I do feel like a lot of this responsibility lands in this Dragon Knight's lap, just because he's been quite ineffectual in these fights, honestly.
But that's the way he's itemized. That's, you know, the Halberd BKB. He's not massively farmed, and he did go for the 2x Dragon Armor.
Poke shot in. They found Boogie up on the high ground here, and they're going to keep him locked down with the Abyssal, but in jumps the Sven on the backlines. The Warlock Golem does a bit to save them off, but they were able to take down Akim. Now going for Bone 7 as well. He's going to drop. Now Faye, he's in the middle of it all. The PL, how much can you do in this fight? Arise also getting the damage off. It's the Queen of Pain in the middle of it all. Stunned up, taking a whole lot of hurt, but she is going to survive.
It's literally just the PL doing damage in these fights.
Yeah, Rise. He's doing a bit when he got the Queen of Pain, but that's a Queen of Pain. She should be going down easily. And I know she's got the Octarine in the... oh, they nearly find him. They nearly find the TPing DK there. Oh, sorry. I think that was Warlock, actually.
They also initiate on possibly the tankiest hero first, so when you don't bring him down and he just turns around and comes back in the fight, you're having issues. He has the Crimson and the Pipe, so if he pops both of those before he goes down, he's probably not going to die.
Yeah, and that's a really nice regen rune to find on RMN as well, and he's just going around. Look at this guy, so efficient. He's just using this regen rune and using the overcharge to get every single one of his heroes up to max mana.
That's a cute play, actually. I don't think I've seen this before. Wow.
Wow, that's pretty sick.
What a player.
What a player.
Like, this quad has 2,800 mana max, so unfortunately a regen rune's not going to save her.
No, but she's got 14.3 mana of her own to work with. Sorry, 14.3 mana regen of her own to work with.
Did anybody buy back there from the Radiant? I don't think they did they? No. Unfortunately, the PL didn't die, so he was the big one.
Yeah, still on his buyback timer.
If they'd have managed to pick that one off, it would have been huge.
Absolutely. But at the same time, a lot of danger can be had if you overcommit to the Sven, to the PL.
Or DK.
Oh, DK's in trouble. There's a lot of heroes running on him. They blink in, they get the stun. Can they bring him down in time? Well, the PL is here, and Arise just going for the TP on the front lines. It's a lot of damage, but it's not enough to finish him off, so he does survive for now. Oh, Boogie almost catches out the Tusk as well, but he gets a quick blink.
The third Roshan is up soon as well, which is going to be a big turning point for both teams. Like, if the Radiant can get it on the Warlock, that's pretty big. Or if the Dire get it, I think having a refresher on this Quap could be insane. Having the double Sonic Wave to go through, the double Scream of Pain for the Fear, double BKB, double Shivers. Or you could just give it to the Undying for the extra tombstone. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
Feels like the tombstone isn't really doing too much now in these fights.
I think the big players get the Aegis and the Refresher Shard on the Undying, and then you just get like 6 tombstones. He's not quite level Oh, he's not quite level 25 yet, actually, so never mind. That plan doesn't work. It would have otherwise.
I feel like they could use a little bit more lockdown on this Dire side as well. Maybe see Queen of Pain go for a Hex next. Would be pretty valuable. Just drop the treads. She has the Octarine for the blink cooldown, so it's only 4.5 seconds.
It's pretty short. How are you doing? Are you succumbing to the heat, my Farah?
Yeah, I'm just passing out slowly in my room.
Passing out in between every sentence.
Yeah. Come on,
pulling a KBBQ.
Oh god, poor Jack. Can't flame him, man. I think GangSquad really want to get a pick off here before they go into the Roche pit. If they find this PL, this...
Ooh, well, they found him. The fear is out. Do they have the stun? No, he just about doppelgangers it off. And now will actually turn himself around to full things and feared up once again. Now the hookshot comes through. Nice hookshot onto the Sven. Gonna send him back. Now Faye goes in with the Abyssal Blade trying to bring him down, but there's so much damage. Fear once again coming out onto Faye though. He just can't get anything done this fight. Meanwhile, the whole of GangSquad just charging up the high ground. They take down the Warlock. They've already taken down the Tusk earlier. And now they're just focusing up on towers. 2 heroes dead. No buyback. This is looking quite good for GangSquad. They're going to be able to take this Rax. What else will they be able to take?
This Queen of Pain is doing so much work.
So much work.
Now that these BKBs have low cooldown, this Fear is just destroying the PL. Honestly, he can't do anything.
Very good. And, well, hook shot is in onto Aframush here, the Undying. He's going to actually be able to go in Fizz, and they don't have the detection for it. And now, once again, that Fear is coming out on both cores. Now they'll turn around. They realise that perhaps they should bring down this Queen of Pain. They will do so quite quickly. Now the hook shot through onto Oliver. He's dropping very quickly as well. He's going to go down. Your Sven is out. Your Queen of Pain is out. Gonna have to try and get away from this one. Glimmer Cape is up, but of course no relocate available on RMN. And, ooh, very close on the cogs there. And RMN just trying to get out of here, but beautiful hook shot from Bone 7 does find him. Who needs vision when you've got Bone 7 on your team?
I feel like that's a really questionable play to go into that for the bot racks there when the Roche is up. I don't think you can do that.
That might force buybacks now in 2, 1, 0. The Sven buyback is the PL buyback is back.
Like if they get an Aegis on the PL here, you've just given no bounty hunter a chance to get back into this game. Whereas if you'd have just safely taken that mid racks then backed off, got the Roche for yourself, that would have been the safe play, I feel.
I think this is going to force buybacks, isn't it? Or are they going to let it fall?
They have to just let it go. Oh, look at that Roche. With the battery assault talent.
Oh, yeah. Hop, 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 hop. Oh. Well, he's literally not hitting anything.
I mean, this is so bad for the Quap as well, to play against this Clockwork if she doesn't have BKB. I don't think she can blink away against this battery assault interval.
Refresher shard on the Warlock as well, so we're going to be playing against... well, no Aghanims, so just 2 golems, but, you know, still.
It's not only that they've given away a Roche, it's the 3rd Roche with the Refresher Shard. It's the big one. So.
Yeah, yeah. Well, hookshot into the Night Stalker. Bone 7 very aggressive here, going to push Boogie back. Of course, he does have that BKB. Will be forced to extend it and get onto the high ground.
Right. Unfortunately, the Nullifier from Bone 7 came out slightly too late there. Got the BKB off while the Nullifier was flying through the air. Slower projectile time.
Yep. Actually came back to haunt them there.
They can't go high ground though.
No, not anymore. No. Queen of Pain's up in 1. Still though, it really evens out this game as we get into the 54th minute. And no clear winner. Definitely no clear winner here.
No. Was that... Oh, I heard a hook shot, I got really excited, and then it was just for a regen. Come on, man. I wonder... This Clockwork's got going for an Orchid next, so going for the pseudo Doom build with the Orchid Nullifier, which I think is going to be very useful against heroes like the Queen of Pain. They really need to lock her down. As soon as they kill the Queen of Pain in that last fight, it's just completely different. She is the main threat now, not the Sven. She's actually building an MKB on the Clop. I still feel like a Hex would be better. Obviously, MKB is good against the evasion of the Butterfly from the PL, but even so.
Well, middle lane, they're actually going to make a play here. They get the Warlock and they can't quite bring him down in time. And there's the Aghanim's kit coming out from the Tusk. Going to throw the Sven right out of it, and they can't find the kill onto the wall. They're committing so much for it. Finally, the Sonic Wave goes through and will finish them off, and now the fear onto Akim and Arise here, but another kick back as Queen of Pain, well, guess I'll just go help over. How is Faye? He's so close to being dead. He does fall once. He's got the Aegis. He's also got buyback available, so they're going to have to kill him 3 times if they want to win this game. But time number 2, they don't quite manage it in time. Meanwhile, Afra Mush, he's taking a bit of damage here. And there's another Golem coming out as Flash buys back into this game. Is it going to be GangSquad backing out right now? Well, on the backside of the fight, it's the Undying in the middle who gets brought down. But that means there's another totem. And look, they've got him. They've got him locked down. She can't blink out because of the new talent. Oh no, the Battery Assault doing so much work, and the Nullifier as well, and they even find Boogie as well. Gem is just about outside the Roshan pit, and I don't think they spotted it.
They need to force these buybacks now. I think the PL just picked up a BKB as well. I'm not sure if he's... Yeah, so that was his 9-second charge there. I didn't actually see the 10-second one, but that's really helped them. And Tusk used the Arcane Rune. He's going to be telling the DK to pick that one up for his ult form.
Cool. Don't worry, guys. They picked up the Gem and Tusk.
Panic over.
Absolutely.
That kick is doing a lot of work in these fights as well in terms of kiting the Sven and kiting the Night Stalker away.
Yeah, it really was.
They need
and the
this
Queen of Pain even.
fiber.
Well, in Oliver goes onto the Phantom Lancer, but they were ready for it, and they kick the Sven all the way back. And now on the front line, Sven just trying to do the damage to Arise now, trying to bring down the DK, and Faye actually going close to him, going to take a bit of damage from this, but now disarmed on Oliver. They finally finish him off, and now going for Faye as well. Faye, he's, even with the BKB, he's taking far too much damage here. He's going to drop. Buyback is available, and it's just going to be Bone 7 and Akim left alive, or maybe not, as Oliver has found it. Nice relocate there from RMN, finding the kill onto the Clockwork. And, well, Akim might even be going down as well here. Can they get everyone? And there's that fear.
So annoying.
Super hard to deal with. He'll kick back 9, but 9 will just blink straight back in again. There's no one else coming, so this is just... yeah, it looks like
he doesn't have a TP, so he's just chilling.
Honestly, 57 minutes into the game, this guy doesn't have a TP.
Clockwork buys back for the rocket flare D-push. Picks up the Orchid, so now he does have the Doom. With the Orchid Nullifier. If they can just force the buybacks now, the game gets to an interesting stage where it's basically whoever loses the next fight loses the game.
Absolutely. I mean, we'll take a quick look over to net worth again just to see the PL on top. Pretty much how it's been all game, to be honest. PL, Sven, Quap, DK. It's the Quap and DK which they're making.
The DK's really fallen off, though, in terms of net worth.
He was never really that much of a factor in this game, I would say.
That's true. They need to get this PL buyback here.
Well, there's a God Strength out onto the Sven. Nullifier is used. Arise trying to do the damage from the sidelines. But look at this Sven. He's just taking no damage whatsoever. And now he comes out of the Nullifier and is just going to go onto Bone 7 here. Bone 7, no more Blade Mail available, and that is his dieback. And now Akim, he's going to drop. No buyback on him available. There comes the Abyssal onto the Sven, but he's invis up. They don't have the sight. Faye now, he's just kind of alone here. I mean, the DK's with him, but what can they really do together? I think this game might be over. A nice stun to finish it off, and GG is called. It is an extremely hard-fought 2-0 by GangSquad, but they do pull back game number 2 in a thrilling 58-minute game.
Yeah, something I want to point out there is how you use your buyback at the end of the game. If you notice, when GangSquad used their buyback, they initiated with the Sven and the Quap brought back at the same time. I feel like the PL should have done the same when the clock went in, because there's no reason not to buy back when you're fighting anyway, when you're going to have to buy back as it is. I feel like he was super greedy there on Faye to just hold on to the buyback until the clock basically died.
Yeah, absolutely. We see it happen time and time again, but nonetheless, it's still pretty. Bone 7 played so well that game. You can't take it away from it. As did Faye as well. But yeah, I mean, I said it a lot. And Arise, he was kind of playing the sacrificial DK. He was basically making space for the Phantom Lance, which he did very well. But in the end of the game, if you're not really doing the damage to take down the Sven for the time he was locked down, then that is your second core. You can't rely entirely on your number 1 position core to do all of the damage in your team fights. You just can't. And I think that was the main fault in the No Bounty Hunter lineup this game.
I mean, basically becomes 2 cores against 1. Like, the Bone 7 Clock and the Arise DK basically aren't doing damage. So it's only the PL that's doing anything. Secondly, they didn't really focus the Wisp enough at the end in the end engagements, I would say. Like, the PL was trying really hard to get RMN, but GangSquad were doing a really good job of defending their Wisp every time he got gone on. And, yeah, those buybacks at the end, I think, just show the difference between the two teams more than anything there, I would say, about how they executed their fights.
Absolutely. Well, it is a 2-0 to GangSquad, which means they move forwards in the upper bracket. No Bounty Hunter. They will be knocked down to the lower bracket. But we are on to our next game of the day, which is going to be Left One TV versus Singularity Esports in the upper bracket. So don't go anywhere. That game will be coming up very shortly. We're going